the bowl game, but he's protecting first-round status. Rashawn Gary's protecting first-round status. I think if you're a mid-round pick, mid to late-round pick, you need to improve your status. I don't know that you're protecting all that much. Yeah, you can get hurt. Sure, you can get hurt. But if Karan Higdon made the decision because Karan Higdon, that's what Karan Higdon's comfortable with based upon the available information, then he made the right decision. But if it was my kid and I'm advising him, I'd say, I advise you to play in this game. You're in a position to improve your draft status. And I would say being a mid-round pick isn't something I would be protecting necessarily. Now, it gets a little bit more sketchy if he decides to play in the Senior Bowl. You're not going to play in your team's bowl game, but you're going to play in the Senior Bowl. I think that's where even the most ardent fans that think you should go and understand it would be like, now, wait a second. You're sitting out your game with your team, but you're going to play in the Senior Bowl? And I get it. There's NFL scouts there, and you practice in front of them, et cetera, but you're still going to take the risk of playing in that game, but you wouldn't take the risk of playing in the game that you went, with their teammates you battled all year with. That doesn't sit as well. But I do know this. The old school football guys are struggling with this new school football. I had contact with a couple of former players that are really struggling with the idea of a captain walking away. And I've said this on the air before. The term captain in the locker room and in the building means a lot more than I think the average fan realizes. 248-539-9797. Ticket text 97136. Coming up today at 11:50, why didn't Michigan or Michigan State recruit any of these guys? We'll explain at 11:50. Back to your open line calls. Rodney's in Detroit. Hello, Rodney.
Hey, how you doing, Doug?
I'm good. Thank you for calling.
Good, man, good. Doug, this is a great topic, brother. This is a great topic because there's so much you can get out of this, and there's so much that's going to go into it as this topic, becomes major. Because let me say, these college players, they really watching the pro players, and the pro athletes, they're taking notes from the owners. This is a trickle down effect. And so I'm saying, what do you do? And I'm piggybacking off a comment that you made earlier. What do you do? Say you got a first-year college player, tearing up the NCAA, tearing it up, and he's starting to be recruited by NFL players in his freshman year. But then you got a guy that's been playing in college for 3 years, and he's been tearing up the NCAA. The difference is that first-year player may not even be ready for the NFL, but he's getting all of this, he's getting all this popularity, this recognition because he's tearing up the league. And then the first-year player decides, and he's not even on the level of the third-year player, but he decides, you know what? I got NFL teams looking for me. I think I'm going to decide not to play in this bowl game as a first-year player, Doug, compared to a 3-year player. That's what I mean by it's so much that's going to come out of this topic. This is a very good
Rodney,
topic. What do you think?
I think the bar is going to start sliding into the calendar, into November, into October. Hey, we're 4-4. I'm done. I'm done in October. I'm done at the end of September. I had 1,000 yards rushing after 5 games. I'm done.
Yeah. I think what needs to happen, and we're probably going to see this in the next couple of years, where the owners from the NFL, and it may be a trickle-down effect to the college owners, but they're going to have to get into some type of negotiations with these players because these players are saying, you will cut me, you will stop paying me if I get hurt, but I didn't put all of this time into you, and that's on the college and the pro level. So it's really complex, Doug. It's really
also,
complex.
But let's keep in mind, it's also in the real world. Any of us can get fired from our jobs. We can put a ton of time into being successful, and we can get fired from our jobs. That's just the real world. And, there are other jobs have the injuries as part of the risk-taking at the NFL level. But don't tell that to a cop or a firefighter. They're risking injury as well. Like, that's the real world. So I don't feel like once you're to the professional level and you're getting compensated financially, if you get hurt, you get hurt. In the collegiate level, the scholarship is worth something, all right? I hate that they don't get anything. Because you know what's available right now in the real world? In the real world, I can go find a coach who coached in college that will coach my kids every day for a couple hours, and I can pay that guy thousands of dollars to coach my kid, separate from anything else they're doing. Say my kid plays basketball. There are former players that now run academies and do private lessons that I can pay for to get elite level coaching. That's what they're getting when they go to college, elite level coaching. You ever pay for your kid to go to a workout facility, a gym, the YMCA? You have to pay for a membership. They have all that. How about all the food? The incredible amounts of food that they're allowed. I mean, they get a lot. Oh, and by the way, a college degree in case it doesn't work out like it doesn't for 95% of them that need the degree. Like, it's a good system. People scoff and mock it all the time. When somebody says they don't get anything, and I think about, so I'm about to pay nothing for my 3 kids to go to college? No, I'm about to pay a boatload of money. Don't tell me they get nothing. They get something. You might not think it's enough, but they get more than a little. Let's go to Isaac in Royal Oak. Hi, Isaac.
Hey, Doug.
Hi.
So I was just talking to you, Sheener. I think that this is a really slippery slope. There's just so much money up in the air, and everybody wants a piece of it. And especially with where society's going, people deserve more rights. It's not about the corporations. It's not about the school. It's not about the team. It's about the individual. And, I mean, so here's what I'm thinking. Where's it going to get to the point where somebody pulls a Le'Veon Bell? You get a running back like Adrian Peterson that comes in who's a freak of nature, but he can't go pro for 3 years because of the collective bargaining agreement. What's to say he just doesn't sit out a full year, trains on the side? I just think it's to the point now where, especially if one of these XFL leagues actually got a chance to take off, there'd be players that would say, screw it, I'm not truly going to school to get an education, which is the truth, unfortunately, for a portion of major college football. That's what we're talking about, right? It's just the top 10, 15%. For the kids that are playing at Toledo and Buffalo University, I'm with you. It's a great opportunity for them to have world-class training to chase their dreams and get a free education, which is I'm paying student loan debt, Doug. I'm 34.
Yeah.
So there's value there. I agree with you. I just think we're getting into a slippery slope where pretty soon, it's especially major college football and major college basketball, it should be like the minor leagues. I mean, that's what it is. For pro ball, baseball, kids get drafted out of high school and they don't get an education. They go chase their dreams and get paid for it.
Yeah,
I don't know where the end is.
I do kind of wonder. Part of me feels like we'd all be better off if the kids that really weren't interested in school and think they're going to go pro signed pro contracts and went to the AAFL or the XFL. But if you sign to play at college, you have to stay for 4 years. You're not draft eligible until 4 years is over. And I mean that for college football and college basketball. I am starting to really think that might be the best model. Because those that love the collegiate game, like me, okay, it's my favorite. I love college sports. I think it'd be better off the longer the kids are there as my fan experience, right? And so don't make them go, but once they're there, you don't get drafted till your 4 years is up.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a better model.
With college basketball, you've got kids now that can go overseas if they're not legitimately interested in an education. And I agree with you. The one thing that I always liked, even as a kid, growing up about college sports, is you were getting maximum effort from those kids every single game.
Yep.
You watch the NBA on a Tuesday, oh, my God, it's a pickup game.
Don't get dunked on. Run away. I mean, defense is optional on a Tuesday. Postseason, it changes a little bit, but all right. So, found a top 10 list. We need to have you help us decide which is number one. And why didn't Michigan State recruit any of these guys? We'll explain at 11:50. And I had a Christmas nightmare yesterday, and I tweeted about it. And there was basically only one response. We'll touch on that at 12:20. It's Karsch and Anderson, 97.1 The Ticket.